Canelo's been extremely durable over the years. One of his many assets, he seems to have one of the best chins in the game.
Wow.
I know you said you don't need to knock him out, you just need to beat him. But do you feel like you can hurt or even stop him?
Well, anybody can get hurt. Anybody can get, knocked out. I don't put it past nobody, but I'm not going in there looking for it.
I just want to know what number makes sense for you. What's fair?
I got $10 million for that fight.
That's a lie.
How you know that's a lie?
To fight Canelo?
Yeah.
That's a lie.
I'm doing it for the opportunity, baby.
Yeah, that's good.
The legacy.
That's
good.
Yeah. You believe that?
Yeah, 100%.
All right. I like Crawford. All right. My brother fought Canelo, not me. I like Crawford in this fight, and he get to stay big. But my brother even told me that was his mistake that he made. He thought going up in weight, I got to get massive, I got to get big to beat Canelo. It made him slower. It made his reflexes slower. He'll tell you himself. He didn't feel like the Jermell Charlo that y'all seen him fight Tony Harrison. Crawford, I feel like that's the same thing as that. You want to get big.
Terence Crawford isn't just moving up in weight to challenge Canelo Alvarez. He's making a statement, a knockout statement. This feels more like a personal mission than a business move. Crawford recently revealed that he accepted only $10 million for the fight, far less than what someone of his caliber would normally earn. But for him, it's not about the money. It's about legacy. It's about doing something almost no one has done before, becoming an undisputed champion in 3 separate weight divisions, including one he's never even fought in. And after putting Canelo to sleep, Crawford says he'll drop back down to 154 to become undisputed again, just to prove he's the greatest of his era.
Yeah, that's a lie. I'm doing it for the opportunity, baby. Yeah, that's good. The legacy.
Now, 10 million for us is like, let's go. But for him in the stage in his career, I don't think 10 million does it. Chris Eubank just got north of 20 M. So we could say he's not at the level of Bud. And Canelo's the face of boxing. So what y'all think? Y'all think he's telling the truth or he's really just going for legacy?
I got $10 million for this fight. I'm doing it for the opportunity, for the legacy. The legacy outweighs the money. 3-time undisputed is coming soon. I might even go back down to 154 and do it again. Crawford said in a recent interview with 8K and Barack, that mindset is rare in modern boxing, especially from someone who's 37 years old, a former undisputed champion at both lightweight and welterweight, and someone who, on paper, has nothing left to prove. But for Crawford, it's no longer about what's on paper. It's about chasing greatness, the kind that comes around once in a generation.
$10 for that fight. How you know that's a lie?
To fight Canelo?
Yeah. I'm doing it for the opportunity, baby. The legacy.
That's good.
The legacy outweighs the money. 3-time undisputed. Ooh, coming soon. I might go back down to 54.
Right. To fight who?
And do it. I might go back down and do it again.
As you heard, the pound for pound king, Terence "Bud" Crawford.
What makes Crawford's ambition even more shocking is that he's not easing into 168 pounds with a warm-up fight. No tune-ups, no feel-out bouts. His very first match in this division is against Canelo Alvarez, a man who has made super middleweight his kingdom for nearly a decade. Canelo has been dominant at 168 since 2018, and most recently defended his titles against William Skull in May, reaffirming his status as the undisputed champion. Crawford knows exactly what he's stepping into, and he's not just hoping for a decision. From the way he's talking, he sees a knockout, a definitive finish. And if that happens, it could shift the entire landscape of boxing.
Canelo, what can you take from sparring both of them to gauge what's gonna happen in September?
Preparation is gonna definitely be everything. Crawford adjusting to the 168 pound division. I know he's been sitting at a heavier weight for a while, but he's been showing his training and stuff. So that's definitely gonna help him. Canelo's experience, you got Crawford, he got great experience as well. It's gonna be a great fight, gonna be a good chess match. I expect a great fight. If I had to favor somebody, I would just pick.
But what makes this fight even more intriguing is the confidence, or perhaps overconfidence, on both sides. Canelo, in an interview with the Ring magazine, said he's still focused on a rematch with Dimitri Bivol. That's the fight that keeps him up at night. I hope I get the opportunity to fight Bivol again. That's the only fight at 175 I truly want. I want to tell myself, you learn from that fight. You now know what not to do. I have this drive in me that says, you need to prove you're better than him Canelo stated,
Proud about fighting here with my people and bring this kind of fight for them. They deserve it, and it's more than I expect. Yeah, that's my goal this year. But if that fight don't happen, we'll see. But that's my goal this year.
that suggests Canelo may see Crawford more as a pit stop than a real threat. But that could be the exact misjudgment Crawford is counting on. Ironically, both fighters seem to believe they're the one with nothing to prove, and that kind of attitude can only lead to fireworks when the bell rings. The September 13th clash is already creating massive buzz, even though the venue hasn't been finalized yet. When asked if Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas was still an option, Canelo responded, "We're still working on it, but we're going to make sure everything is the best."
What, if Crawford's listening to this or Canelo's listening, what do you tell them about their fight?
Whoever wants to win will win. You know what I mean? I'm not being funny. Whoever wants to win will win.
The will overcomes everything. That's how you do it. I appreciate you, Gracie, you so much, and keep doing the good work.
Boxing analysts and insiders are already weighing in, and opinions are divided. Former world champion Tony Bellew gave a bold take. Canelo likes to dictate the pace, everything on his terms, but he won't get that against Terence Crawford. I think Crawford will outwork him, pick his shots, and win on points. I get why Canelo's the favorite, but every run comes to an end. And if I'm wrong, if Canelo does manage to beat Crawford, he deserves massive credit because no one has figured Crawford out yet.
Speed over Canelo. I got the reach over him. He might got the size, the power. I got the better skills, boxing skills.
Would it be more of a cat and mouse? The reality is Canelo does put people out. From Kirkland to Amir Khan to just...
Don't do
obviously,
I'm just saying, man.
No, but he's not Kovalev.
Kovalev was older. He does.
Billy Joe.
Don't get me wrong. He does have a lot of power, but all those guys that you name is not as skillful as me. I'm sorry. No disrespect to none of those fighters.
That's the tension heading into this fight. Terence Crawford has never been defeated. No one has cracked the code. Not at 135. Not at 140, not at 147. And now, he's jumping straight into 168. Meanwhile, Canelo's only losses were to Floyd Mayweather early in his career and to Bivol in 2022. Outside of those, he's looked nearly unstoppable, especially at super middleweight. Canelo clearly holds the edge in weight experience and comfort at this level. But Crawford has a hunger that's hard to fake and even harder to stop.
He beats Bivol.
Do we see the same result in your honest opinion, Oscar, or do you think 100% Canelo can beat a Bivol?
Yeah, there's no way he beats Bivol. There's just no way. I mean, styles make fights, and as much as I would want to see a Mexican win inside that ring, a national hero. There's no way he beats Bivol.
Caleb Plant, who's been in the ring with Canelo, offered a more neutral take. "I'll give Crawford a shot. I don't know who wins, and honestly, there are weight classes for a reason. But at the same time, Terence is different. He's got special talent, special mental strength, special discipline," said Plant. He didn't name a favorite, but he echoed what many in the boxing world believe. Crawford is built differently. His mindset and focus are on another level. He fights like he still has everything to prove, even after achieving everything.
This is not a regular guy. You know what I'm saying? He's special. And, Canelo, he's a top-notch fighter, world-class fighter. Still on the pound-for-pound list, I'm sure towards somewhere near the top. And it's exciting. Terence is freakishly strong. He can punch. He's got good crack. He can fight from both ways. Orthodox, southpaw. He can fight at mid-range, close range, outside. And he can fight going both ways. So it's exciting. It's exciting.
Plant also added this Crawford-Canelo fight is going to be one for the fans. But it's not the type to run circles for 12 rounds. It's just not in him. And it's obviously not in Canelo either. So I think this one's going to be a real war. If that holds true, the bout won't just be historic, it'll be thrilling. In modern boxing, caution often takes center stage. But with both men so confident and both feeling underestimated despite their legacies, this might not be a slow, strategic chess match. It could be a clash of willpower.
His chances got better, at least the way how you were seeing things heading into the last fight with him and Skull.
I think it's a stylistic matchup, you know, and William Skull don't fight nothing like Terence Crawford. So we're not going to see the same type of fight come September. I think we're going to see a great fight, real good fight.
You and Terence have always had like a good relationship, but if he makes Canelo come off.
Still, not everyone believes Crawford has the edge. Sebastian Fundora was blunt. I don't think so. Canelo's just more comfortable at 168, he said. He's been fighting there for 4 or 5 years now. Fundora also pointed out that Crawford has only fought once in the past year and will be 38 by the time fight night arrives in September. He referenced Crawford's recent bout with Israel Madrimov and said the aging process may already be showing. He didn't look like the same sharp fighter he once was. Age has started to show.
Canelo. I think he's gonna cook him. I think, Canelo a hell of a fighter, but I think Bud has got all the tools.
You don't think the weight difference is gonna be too big of an advantage?
I think y'all make that something, in certain fights,
Boxing makes it something, not us.
like if this was like a Benavidez, he's actually a lot bigger than Bud, so that would like apply. But I feel like with Canelo, he's like physically kind of big, but like height wise, he's kind of small. So I don't think so. No.
He went on to criticize Crawford for skipping the traditional tune-up fight before entering the 168-pound division, warning that it could leave him unprepared for the weight class's demands. Put Crawford in with a fringe-level fighter like Bektemir Melikhaziv, and he might lose, he said. Fundora even questioned Crawford's motivation, stating Bud is already wealthy and like most rich fighters, he may not have the same hunger or drive to push himself like someone who hasn't made millions. You could call it laziness. He also critiqued Crawford's fighting style, arguing that fans expecting a war will be disappointed. According to Fundora, Crawford will likely adopt a hit-and-don't-get-hit strategy, much like what we've seen from Shakur Stevenson.
I have Canelo. Canelo's more comfortable at 168. He's going to fight again for undisputed for a second time at 168. So this is nothing uncomfortable to him. Terence Crawford's a great fighter. And of course, we're starting to see that he can probably make 168 naturally. But again, it's a different division. 147, 168.
Many see Crawford coming in with a survival mindset, constantly on the move, focused more on avoiding damage than engaging directly. The hope? To edge out a decision win over Alvarez. He's a great fighter, no doubt, one analyst said, but we'll see what happens. I'm picking Canelo, he added. He's more comfortable at 168, and he's already been undisputed there once. For him, this isn't unfamiliar territory. Crawford is extremely talented and may naturally fill out to 168. But let's be clear, 147 and 168 are two very different divisions.
Do you think Crawford beats Canelo in
I don't think so.
Why is that? Why do you?
This guy's more comfortable at 168. He's been fighting 168 for 4 or 5 years now. Crawford's a great fighter. But, we'll see. Boxing, anything can happen.
Did it look like Canelo was slowing down against Skull?
No, I think it's just something he's uncomfortable.
David Benavidez also gave his take on the Canelo versus Crawford showdown. He praised Crawford's boxing IQ, calling it next level, and acknowledged his strength and skill. But Benavidez emphasized the size disparity as the key issue. Crawford has never fought at 168 pounds, a leap of 2 full divisions from where he built his legacy. Benavidez pointed out that even at 154, Crawford began to feel the impact of fighting naturally bigger men. And against someone like Canelo, who's proven his power at super middleweight, that challenge multiplies.
I think it's more important for Crawford than anybody, but I think if anybody could beat Canelo, I think Crawford could.
Yeah, I know you said he could be the guy. What kind of a chance do you ultimately give him?
I think you give him a 7 out of a 10.
Oh, wow, that high. I thought you were going to say 25 just because of the size.
Good. Crawford is good, and
of course.
I think he's been known that he's going to fight Canelo for a long time, and Crawford he likes to pick up the weight, so I'm sure he's been working on the.
Outside the fighters themselves, promoter Eddie Hearn shared his perspective. one that dug deeper into Crawford's legacy. In an interview with YSM Sports Media, Hearn candidly questioned the strength of Crawford's resume, that he jokingly asked Crawford to name his most significant win, and when Crawford mentioned Ricky Burns, Hearn didn't hold back. While Burns is a respected 3-division champion, Hearn argued that he's not typically listed among boxing's all-time greats.
Crawford is going to do a lot of defense. Now, if he pulls off that win, dude, that's going to be one of the most biggest, like, upsets of all time for this dude to go up that many weight classes. And now, I do think that, you know what I'm saying, he's going to get his little shots in as far as, you know, finessing and all that, because his hands are definitely way faster.
Hearn clarified that it wasn't entirely Crawford's fault. During his rise, Crawford simply didn't have access to the marquee names that define legacies. He could have beaten a lot of legends, Hearn said, but he never had the chance to prove it against them in the ring. The lack of big-name opponents may be the only thing keeping Crawford from being universally recognized among the all-time greats.
But even he acknowledges that Errol Spence, you know, was probably a little bit... And Bud could beat all the greats, but he never really got the chance, and that's why this fight's really important for him and to him. And after watching Canelo against Skull, and I know it was Skull, and I think he's the fresher guy in there. And I very rarely back against Canelo